Hey, what's up guys? Kool-Aid here. Today we're going to be going over the patch notes for September 9th. A lot to cover here, so this might be a little bit of a lengthy video, but I'm not going to go over everything. I will leave you guys the link to the actual patch notes in the description if you want to read everything, but I'm going to go over what I think is the most important stuff. And it's actually, I'm going to be covering most of it because there's, I wouldn't necessarily say important, but stuff that you're going to want to know about. So first thing we'll start with is the release of Phoenix, and if you don't know, Phoenix is another medic merc. He has kind of an AoE heal, and he has a self-revive as well as defibrillators like most other medics, aside from Sparks, of course, who can still revive with a reviver gun. And he has a good choice of weapons as well. I'm not going to go into it right now, but I will be trying to get the All About Phoenix video up by the end of the week for you guys. Something I said I'm going to do from now on whenever they release a new merc. That is going to be the All About video that I will be doing next. They added a new experience reward. They're calling it health insurance, and basically after healing or reviving a friendly player, you'll be rewarded with an XP bonus based on the experience your patient earns for the 10 seconds after being revived. And this goes for all medics. So basically you revive somebody and they get a bunch of experience within 10 seconds. You're going to get a portion of that. So that's pretty cool because I think medics, you know, when I play medics, I'll go on these nice little sprees where I'll get a bunch of kills, get some revives, heal some people, and I'll still notice I'm not on the top of the scoreboard because one already, you know, just landed an airstrike or a skyhammer, whatever, landed an airstrike on an EV and got a whole crap load of points. Didn't have to really do much for it, but I'm running around, running my ass off, reviving people, and I'm still on the top of the scoreboard. So I think medics do deserve some more experience. They also added player reporting, and it says, while we're keeping it as up-to-date as possible, our new anti-cheat system, NGS, is only one layer of protection. To support NGS, we are adding in the much-requested player reporting system, accessible by right-clicking on another player's name on the scoreboard. Doing so will send a report to our team, our dev team. And it says, due to the high impact of the system, player reporting is being released in an alpha state. While we will be punishing guilty players in submitted reports as soon as possible, we do ask that you remain patient as we gather data and tweak the system's parameters. So if you report somebody, they're not going to be kicked out of the game. They're not going to be banned within 5 minutes or anything like that. One problem I could see with this, actually I shouldn't say one problem, but one thing I hope doesn't happen is that players that aren't cheating and just get accused of cheating don't get any grief because of this. You know, that would be something that would be definitely a negative as opposed to actually improving the anti-cheat system, because there are a lot of false accusations thrown around in this game. I see it all the time, pretty much every day, and you know, a lot of time they're just completely unfounded, unjustified accusations, and I'm sure a lot of good players are going to be getting reported. But hopefully this, you know, their system's good enough to actually tell who the real cheaters are and who aren't. Next, we have a lot of changes to Stopwatch. It says we've improved the rules in Stopwatch mode, properly rewarding teams who progress through the objective the furthest. A few edge case situations are now accounted for, including the allowance of draws where appropriate. And I'm not going to go, they actually give a list of examples, all the things that are changed. I'm not going to go into all of it. It's quite a lengthy, it's somewhat of a lengthy list. If you want to see exactly what's been changed, click on the link and read it for yourself. But I do think it's going to be improved. I do think there was some confusion as to how you actually win in Stopwatch, how you come up with a draw, that sort of thing. But anyways, moving on, they have added private matches, which is awesome. You can now play with your friends or play against a different clan if you're in a clan, whatever. But the thing that I really like about this is now I can go in with a friend and test out weapons or equipment, where before I had to join an actual server and I was just taking up dead weight, and I don't blame people for getting mad at me testing out a weapon in an actual game. So this is great for people like me that like to test stuff out. However, in these private matches, earning is disabled. You can't gain experience credits, equipment cases, you can't do missions, anything like that, which is, you know, makes sense. People would go in and try to farm experience or boost or whatever. So all that stuff is disabled. And it says they are releasing this in an alpha. All matches played through private matches will still be on our dedicated servers. If you have any feedback or encounter any problems, let them know so they can tweak or improve the private match system. It also looks like they're going to use private matchmaking to test out a few new things, such as friendly fire. I'm not sure how friendly fire would work in this game, but you are going to be able to toggle that on in private matchmaking or private matches. And basically what it says is all friendly fire will do damage to you except for defibrillators. Those are never going to do friendly damage, basically, so you don't accidentally kill a downed opponent, or not a downed opponent, but a downed opponent, incapacitated opponent, whatever you want to call them. So defibs won't do friendly damage. And it says they're also trialing a punishment system for people that abuse friendly fire, which you pretty much need if you have friendly fire in a game. But it says if you're killed by a friendly teammate, you will be able to either punish them or forgive them. If you punish them, it's going to take 300 experience from their game score. If they've been punished 4 times, there will be a vote kick automatically started. And if they are punished 8 times, they will immediately be kicked from the game without the need for a vote. So I think they're testing this stuff out. I don't know if they are testing it out to actually use this in their normal servers. Maybe they're going to have a choice. But I'm not sure how I would like friendly fire in this game. I don't think it's going to work very well. When you have stuff like airstrikes, it's going to be really hard to keep your friendly players out of that stuff. Maybe in competitive, something like that. But in normal public matchmaking, I wouldn't like friendly fire personally. Another thing they added is weapon inspection. Basically, you can hit G and you will admire your weapon. Who cares? But this is, I guess, kind of the lead into weapon tags, being able to customize your weapon further, which is nice because there's not a lot of customization. You can get the cards, but any more customization I'm all for. It's something that's not real big, but a lot of people really like it. And I think it's good in free-to-play games because it helps them make money, and the more money they make, hopefully the more money they stick into the game. So I'm all for this. If people want to spend money on customization, I'm all for letting them do it. Now, we do have some balance changes as well. Not nearly as many as last patch, but we do have a couple. Red Eye's smoke grenade radius got increased by 10%, which is good. I'm not a big fan of Red Eye. I'm not. It's not even that as weapons. I don't really like his weapons, but it's not so much that as the fact that if I'm playing somebody like Red Eye, I think I could be more useful as somebody like Skyhammer or Artie, or somebody that can take out EVs, where Red Eye can't do that. But so they buffed his smoke a little bit. His smoke grenades now take 200 explosive damage to dissipate. It was 150 before. I did not know that it was 150. I'm surprised because it seems like every time I toss any sort of explosive into smoke, it takes it out. But I guess it was 150. And then it also says players are now unspotted if Red Eye is killed while spotting. The MOA Sniper 1 reduced magazine size to 5 rounds from 6. And then the Felix got its magazine size increased to 6 rounds from 5. So the MOA Sniper is still, I think, the better sniper rifle because it reloads fast, or it chambers rounds faster. But now the Felix is going to have that 1 extra round. It still does 3 more damage, which is completely negligible because they're both one-hit kill headshots anyway, so that doesn't really matter. I still think the MOA Sniper is a little bit better. And all the secondary SMGs, the MP400, the Tolen MP, and the Empire 9 had their effective range reduced by 10%. Not a huge hit. I mean, the players that are going to be mostly affected are Vasily, Sparks, and Fletcher. I play a lot of Fletcher. I use the Empire 9 as my primary, but I'm typically very close if I'm using it anyway. A lot of players that play Sparks run around and don't use the Reviver for killing, and this might hurt them a little bit, but I don't think it's a big deal. I think a lot of the secondaries were very close to the submachine guns anyway, so maybe this will just separate them a little bit. Not a big deal. They also reduced view kick speed by 10%. Now, I don't exactly know what this means, but I think it has something to do with aim punch, and if somebody can clear this up for me, that would be great. But I think they made aim punch a little bit better. Seems like they're doing that with every patch now, and I'm all for that. They increased the amount of freedom when moving avoiding looking away from objectives before the interaction is canceled. That's pretty cool as well. They fixed a bug where elevators counted as secondary objectives. You know, you get that mission where you have to complete 5 secondary objectives. A lot of people were just using the elevator to complete that. It's a pretty annoying mission, but they fixed that bug. And they fixed several synchronization issues with carryable objectives, which is cool as well. I don't know if you guys have ever been carrying one of like a drug sample or whatever, and you go to drop it, like you hit 2 to pull your weapon out, and you'll actually drop it, but it'll still be in your hands at the same time and you can't shoot. It's really annoying, and hopefully that's one of the things that they fixed. And then the last thing I want to talk about is elite cases. They've added more cases to the game. They've actually split elite cases into A and B. So certain mercs will fall into elite case A, certain mercs will fall into elite case B. So you have a much better chance now if you buy an elite case to get something that for a merc that you actually want. Now they are still $4.99, and personally I would never buy any of these. That's just too much money for a chance at a skin, especially when 80% chances to get a silver. But if you are someone that buys elite cases, you do have a better chance of getting something you want now. And they also added expert cases for $2.50, and this actually goes into 3 categories similar to the elite cases. However, the expert cases still have a 70% chance to get a bronze, 20% silver, 7% gold, and 3% cobalt. So your chances of getting a cobalt, gold, silver are lower. However, they are cheaper, and you have a better chance of getting one for the merc you want. Personally, probably won't ever be buying any of these either, but yeah, they're there for people that do like to buy these. Now, that's it for the patch notes. Like I said, I didn't go over everything, but I went over mostly everything. If you want to check out the rest and the changes to stopwatch, go ahead and click the link, and that's pretty much all I have for you. So hopefully I'll have that Phoenix video up by the end of the week, but as always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.